day, Money Masters and Treasure Hunters. Welcome to the June 9th magnificent Monday edition of the Closing Bell on the Tom O'Brien Show. I'm your guest host, Steve Rhodes, filling in for Tom. I'm the morning anchor here at TFNN. I get things kicked off for us each day from 9 to 11 o'clock. Also, author of Mastering Probability, the daily newsletter service that is the intelligence for creating financial freedom. I'm filling in for Tom for the afternoon, and I am grateful for your presence here today, folks. My outcome this evening is to teach you how to master the tools for trading, and that includes the tools of the mind. Because when we master the tools of the mind, we begin to think like a strategist. So during the next hour, you'll hear me use terms like A to B equals C to D. I'll use terms like swing points, Gartley patterns, various candlestick signals that the bulls and the bears, the sign makers of the market, make for you and I each and every day. In fact, they do it on each and every time frame that we trade. And each of these signals or patterns are what I call tactical tools. But you see, the real key to trading and investing, the real key to get your money to work harder for you than you do for it, is to have a strategy, what I call mastering probability. And that's where I come in, because strategists, they slay the tactician all day long. Now, the foundation of any strategy is a strong mind. So let's look at one of our tools to help us think like a strategist. The tool taught to us by none other than Tom O'Brien, what he calls what you think about, you bring about, and what you focus on grows. You see, folks, that's his phrase or phraseology, but there's really a 6-step process to become what you think about. I want you to try this for 30 days because it will change your life. Number one, I want you to write down on a card or that memo pad on your phone what you want more than anything in the entire world. Make sure it is one single outcome that is clearly defined. Number two, don't show it to anybody. Carry it with you. Carry it with you at all times. In fact, I want you to look at it many times a day. That's why that memo pad is so good. How often do you look at your cell phone out there? I want you to look at this one thing, like Curly said in City Slickers, I think it was. That's a movie out there. Number three, think about it in a cheerful, in a relaxed, and in a positive way each morning when you wake. Very first thing you do. Number four, look at it before you go to bed at night. Look at it as if, and remember what it is that you've got to become in order to attain that. Whatever it is you're after, use your imagination. After all, that is the strongest nation on earth. Number five, here comes the difficult part. Stop thinking about what you fear, what's going to stop you from being able to attain that outcome. Each time a fearful or a negative thought comes into your mind, your consciousness, replace it with the mental picture of that positive image of you being able to attain that worthwhile outcome that you're after. And number six, each day of this 30-day test, do more than you have to do. That's right, do more than you have to do. Take control of your mind, knowing that your returns will be in direct proportion to what you give. Yes, folks, what you think about, you bring about, and what you focus on grows. It is Magnificent Monday. This is TFNN. I'm Steve Rhodes, and welcome to the show. We had the Dow close at new all-time highs again today, closing out at 16,943, up about 19 points. S&P up about 2 points, $1.83, closing out at 1951.27. NASDAQ Composite up almost 15 points, closing out at 43.36 and change. Russell 2000 leading the charge on the way up. Last three sessions up almost 1 full percentage point, 9/10 to be exact, up $10.67. NDX 100 up 1 point, not percentage point, so really a flat day out there. New York Stock Exchange up 14 points. Had a decent market breadth out here. We saw net advancing issues of about 1864, decline in issues 1165, so 699, 700 in essence net advancing issues. That is bullish out here. Goldilocks. We had gold finish out the day, or trading right now at 1253.20. Silver right now is trading out at 1906. Light sweet crude was making a move today, up 1 7/10%. It closed out at it's trading out at 104.39. Our call-in number is 877-927-6648. Happy to field your call, answer whatever question I humanly possibly can. So now what you want to know is, okay, what's going on with the markets? Where are they headed to? And for that, we're going to take a look at a couple of different things out here. Let's first take a look at the ETF structure for the Qs. Let me put a chart on my screen. If you're just listening to us on the radio or your mobile device at tfnn.mobi, thank you so much for doing that. Of course, you may want to go catch the archive of this show. My shows in the morning are on Channel 9 and Channel 10. You may want to catch the archive of this show just to at least see the chart that we're looking at. We're going to focus in on the Qs to begin our session. Why are we going to be focused in on the Qs? Number one, if you're watching us on Tiger TV, you're going to see there's a nice 1.272 butterfly pattern. That'll complete at about 93.50. The actual intra-session high today was 92.98. Do you want to ask what kind of candle was it that was formed today? Nothing more than a spinning top. No reversal signal close to a reversal candle. All that we needed to see today was some kind of spike below 92.45. It did not get there. It got down to 92.50. Is that 5 cents important? Yeah, that 5 cents is important. Now, chances are we see a spike up to 93.50. However, I'm going to show you what may get in the way. A little bit of an indication that a retracement is underway, is trying to be formed out here in the marketplace. We'll be able to give you those parameters to take a look at. But what I want you to focus in on the cues. This is really one of the more characteristic patterns with inside, and it only works on this ETF. And what I mean by that, it only works on this index ETF. And that's this. And I've pointed this out before. This is a different way to use volume than really anybody else that I know of that uses volume. And it's specific for the Qs. What the Qs do, if you go back and you take a look at the charts over the past several years, what you're going to find is that when the Qs are making a bottom, they're making it with volume. Big volume spikes at the bottom. Exhaustion moves to the bottom. Ordinarily, we would tell you that price needs to go down and test those lows out there. In the Qs, if Lee Corso were here, he'd say, hey, not so fast. And not so fast because if you go back and you take a look at your charts, you'll see those big volume days on the bottom, or big volume days have formed lows. No different than really what's taken place here this go-round. But here's the thing. Just as they have that characteristic for making bottoms, short-term bottoms, significant bottoms out here, so do low-volume highs. In this case here, what we have seen take place in 4 of the last 5 trading sessions. Look, folks, it's summer-ish type trading. But to my knowledge, other than it being the Queen's birthday out here, and I don't think too many of us here in the U.S. stock market were celebrating the Queen's birthday. Could be wrong about that. There's basically been no holiday in the last 5 trading sessions. Yet what we have seen is nothing but a series of low volume highs out there. That is an indication of a short-term top. Not necessarily a short-term top that I'm suggesting that you would play to the short side, but if you are long, wouldn't it be good to have an expectation as to what's going on inside the market out here? So I say there's one of 2 possibilities. Perhaps tomorrow could be Wednesday. We see a spike up to that 93.50 before the market then decides to retrace. You say, hey, where could it retrace to? You know, the first move of any retracement is the 0.382 retracement level. If it in fact made the 93.50 area, you could look at a move down to 89.61. Heck, at that stage, people might think the sky's falling. Folks, that's only the dead cat bounce, 0.382. Easily, this could pull back to 87.19. I don't know where it will pull back. I don't even know if it will. What I do know is 4 of the last 5 days have given us a characteristic inside of the Qs that the market is trying to form some type of short-term top. How about on the intraday sessions? How about on 120-minute time frame out here? Well, the 120-minute time frame, I'm going to switch over. We're going to take a look at the S&P futures contract. As the S&P was making a nice high, this is a 2-hour chart we're looking at. So coming into the time frame of noon today, we saw the ES mini on the 120-minute chart. Well, really, the ES mini on any chart. It got up to a high of 1954.75. What took place over the next 2 hours was what's referred to as a bearish engulfing candle. And that's where the body of the previous candle is completely engulfed by the current session. That is a reversal signal. Now, ordinarily, maybe that wouldn't mean a whole lot, but that's a different story when you have price making a higher high, doing it on less relative strength, what Stevie's son here likes to call price relative strength divergence. And those patterns, when you learn how to play them, they give you fairly significant signals. Now, here's the thing that's interesting about it. It wasn't a confirming signal between 2 o'clock and 4 o'clock this afternoon. What I mean by that is even though the market had pushed lower, coming into the end of the trading session, we saw price kind of move a little bit higher. We did not get a second opinion. And folks, I don't know about you, when your money's at risk or when you're taking a look at your health and the health of a market, you like to get a second opinion. We didn't get a second opinion, but we have signs here of a market that wants to top. And you want to be all over that next retracement because we're into a nice summertime rally. We'll be right back, folks.